If you have marketing and sales questions, I have answers. Here's how this works. First, you record your number one marketing or sales question. Second, you send it to me as an audio file. And finally, I answer it for you for free. My name's Oren Prunken, and welcome to my show.
Hello. I currently advertise and promote my business in many different ways. For example, my own website, on OTAs and Facebook, etc. And to add or support this mix, I also have adverts on Google AdWords. Whilst there is little doubt that their effectiveness is anything from fairly good to very good, they are also very expensive, especially when you take into account the cost of the company managing them as well. Is there some other way to achieve the same or similar results without the expense?
Fantastic question. So what I want you to do is listen to my answer I just gave to one of the previous calls about McDonald's and how they acquire customers for break even or just a tiny bit of profit, and then they upsell to make profit on the back end. So really what this is, comes down to an economic term called the fair value line. So the fair value line is the amount of value that you are offering is in proportion to the amount of money that you're charging. So if you're offering a ton of value to customers, the related price point for that is obviously very high. And if you're not offering a ton of value to a customer, then obviously the price point in relation to that is a little bit lower. So what I want you to think about is all of the possible things that you could offer this customer that's coming in. Now, they're obviously buying a product from you, and you're spending some money on paid media and also someone to manage that process. So there's a total cost for you. Now, I really want you to think about what that cost is and all of the other products that that person could buy from you. So, and I'm really just talking about every single product that could help them get the result that they want. Now, I'm not sure exactly which business you're currently in, but I want you to get out a bit of paper and just write down everything that could possibly help them get the result that they want, not just the product that you're currently selling them. Then I want you to plot that on a fair value line. So on one of the axes, let's just say the y-axis is how much value you're providing them, and on the x-axis, the related cost of that. And I want you to plot all of those different things that you could possibly offer them to help them either in terms of speed or automation to get that result, and plot it on that line and see where it all comes out. So then what I want you to do is your very, very expensive, the most expensive thing that you could offer them, and obviously that's probably going to be the most valuable thing. I want you to then start splintering or skimming off other components of that, getting down to something that's a little bit more cheaper. And hopefully that's where you align your current offering. So basically what I want you to be doing is thinking about getting that person, that customer in at cost, or maybe as a slight loss, as a loss leader, or just a slight profit. And then once they're in as a customer, then upselling them to higher, more valuable products that have a higher price point. That way you can spend a lot of money acquiring that customer, even though you're not going to make money off it initially, just like, you know, McDonald's or Hungry Jack's does, and then upselling them and making a profit there. Now, this takes a bit of creativity of all the types of things that could help them get that result, but I really want you to think about all of those things that will help them. The other thing is I want you to think about diversifying how you're actually getting your customers. Now, in your call, you said you had Facebook ads and Google ads, and you're spending a lot of money on paid advertising and someone to go about managing that process. So there are a few different ways that you can communicate with customers and prospects. One of those is paid media. So paid media is something that you don't own, but you actually control it. So for example, Google AdWords, Google owns that network, but you control it by paying for it. The other way you can go about getting customers and prospects is through earned media. So you don't own it, nor do you control it. So really good examples of this are like PR and publicity, and also how you rank on Google. So you don't actually own any of those, and you don't actually control how and when you show up. It's all earned. And then finally, you've got your owned media. So all of the things that you control and you also own. So like you mentioned your website, but also communication channels like email and phone and text and messenger and all of these digital communication platforms. So I want you to be thinking about how you can move away from paid media into earned media. And then those two, so paid and earned media, how can you drive them towards owned media? So you're spending money with paid media and you're spending time and effort with earned media. How can you capture all of that attention and then put it into your own assets, the ones that you own and the control in your owned media, and then start communicating with people even before they become customers, so at the prospect stage, how you can communicate with them so they become customers without actually having to spend any more money. And in addition to that, once you've already captured them in your own media, how can you sell to them again and again? So hopefully those two things about really thinking about where you sit in the fair value line and how what you are currently spending can be an entry level solution or product or service. And then once you've got them converted from a prospect into a customer, how can you then upsell them and help them get whatever they're trying to get faster, cheaper, with more speed, or whatever adjective they want, and also make it more cost effective, but then also diversifying how you're getting those customers in terms of thinking about paid, earned and owned media, and pushing the former two into the latter, so you're not actually spending a lot of money in the long run. So hopefully that answers your question and helps, and try it out. Let me know what happens and see how you go. Thanks for listening. And if you've got a marketing or sales question, please record it, send it to me, and I'll answer it for you for free. And if you like what was on here and want more, please go to orenprunken.com.